I remember growing up in California, and my sister and my two cousins, Mark and Marvin, we would always play superheroes. Yes, superheroes. Mark would always be Batman, and Marvin, depending on the day, would either be Incredible Hulk or Superman, just depending on the time of the day it was. But my sister, she was a diva. And so my sister would always want to be the damsel in distress, the one that had to be saved. But I would be Wonder Woman, the one who's going to save the world. Why Wonder Woman? Because she was powerful, she was fast, she always wanted to help those in distress. She was the one that would lasso people and pull them back in and save them. That's why I chose Wonder Woman every time. So it kind of went through my childhood. And as I got older, I found myself always meeting people and that I could protect in some kind of form and fashion, or that would come to me and talk to me about their life issues no matter where I was. And so as I got older, I decided to go to college. And when I went to college, guess what? I went into a field where I felt like I could still protect people. And that was sociology and psychology. And later on in life, after I graduated from college, then I went on to do the work of, yes, an investigator for Child Protective Services. And what did they do? They save people! So I thought. And so my Wonder Woman time was here again, because I was going to go out and save the world and save those individuals that were in distress. Now, I remember my very first case. And my very first case hit me on my desk. And as I began to look at my first case for that week, and as I was looking through that, I saw that, okay, it was a case I can go out on. It's something that I'm familiar with. I assessed it, so I thought. And so then I got up and I said, I'm going to go, but I don't want to go by myself. I want to make sure that I'm going to be okay. So I went over and I looked at the case a little bit more, and then I thought, oh my goodness, this family is Spanish speaking only. Well, I can't speak Spanish. So I went and got my coworker, Chris Granado, because surely Chris Granado should speak Spanish. So we go over and we're going to go save the world together, because we're both two case managers. And we go and I get Chris Granado and we're driving in the car and we're talking about everything else but the case. And we're driving, so finally we get there and he says, what's this case about? And I said, oh, it's a neglect case. We're going to go in here and talk to this family. So we get to the door, and again I have my Wonder Woman suit on because I'm going to go save the world. And I get to the door and I knock on the door, and when I get there, the family comes and they come and they say, hola. And I said, okay, Chris, tell them why we're here. And Chris Granado says, what? Tell them why we're here. They only speak Spanish. We're going to save the world. And he says, I can't speak Spanish. So we're sitting there, and neither one of us can speak Spanish, Chris nor I. And we're there, but we're going to save the world. We finish the case out, and we end up working our way through that case. But I finally realized that in every situation, I just can't go save the world. There has to be a plan put in place. I have to assess and be aware of the situation. And the plan has to be something that I'm aware that I can do in every situation. And sometimes I may not, as I went throughout my career at Child Protective Services as an investigator, I may not be able to save everyone, but I can do something to help someone. And so throughout my career as a Child Protective Service worker, I truly realized that a plan, assessing, and saving one person at a time, I can't do everything to help that person, but I can save one person. So as I got into the work of what I do, which is protecting people at Child Protective Services, and as I did that, and even as I do the work now that I help women and non-traditional students, and I help them guide through the process, even what I do now, I find myself always needing a plan. And sometimes that plan, as I do the work and as I began to do the work, I remember people coming to me and disclosing very important information to me of when they were violated or when they were hurt. And sometimes in those situations, I found out that I couldn't always save them. But then I always thought about, was there someone that could have did something that did nothing? And have I been put in a place in my life where I felt like, I remember a friend of mine being raped in college, and I was there with her, and I left her, and I thought, could I have done something in this work that I do? I still want to save the world. I still want to help people. I still want to save people. But I realized that I have to have a plan. And looking back on my friend that was raped, what was my plan? Could I have assisted better? Could have I done something better? I don't know. Maybe so. But from now on, I want to make sure that whatever I do, that I always have a plan, that I assess, and that I do something. I can't save everybody, but I can do something to save one person. What is your plan? Green Dot provides us the plan. Green Dot provides us the way that we can help, maybe not everybody, but someone.